to wait 5 minutes because there were least number of people. So were you waiting for my response?
Yeah, I thought
Okay,
you were doing something maybe busy, so
okay, fine.
okay, I was waiting for your call.
Okay, there was a miscommunication.
Okay. Yeah, we shall start the third session of third day. That is lab session on cyber forensics. So over to you, sir. You can start.
Thank you. Uh, I think you should end the presentation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, it is presenting. Yes.
Okay, so now I think because of too many virtual machines running, it will take a bit of delay when we enter commands. But however, we should be able to finish few of the concepts. So let's jump right in. So let's start with volatility. Oh, even clear is taking long. So now, as we had discussed in our theory classes, we are going to use volatility to grab the, I mean, we are going to use volatility to extract the contents of an image which was previously used to get the image. Like for example, now the lab which I am going to do now is here. So in the images, I have list of memory images. So since extracting memory image, that is using, as I said, dump it, using dump it, if we try to extract, since this will have larger size, it will take a lot of time. So I have previously itself extracted this image. So if we see ls minus l, so we have around 3. We are going to use this affected image vmem uh, memory image. So this means that it is extracted from virtual machine. Vmem extension means virtual machine memory image. So now this has around if it's around 600 MB probably. So this has around 1 GB of that data. So since it is slow, we are going to use, and since this has an malware as well, we are going to use affected image vmem. So now volatility is a command line application. It is both, it is available for Windows, Mac and Linux as well. The command which we are going to use is Python, and let me show you where exactly the tool is. Vol.py is the Python volatility program. So in order to run that, I'm going to use Python, select the application, provide the file path, images slash affected. I have copied that in images. In the images I showed just now, I showed 3 image file files. That is where it is residing. So affected image, oh, was it yeah, affected image vmem, affected image dot vmem. And now we have to input plugin, something called in volatility all the commands are plugins. For now I'm going to input image info. If I enter image info, this will check from what operating system this particular image was extracted. So for example, forensic investigator got this image from uh, someone who wanted to get it analyzed. Then he doesn't actually know what actually it contains, like from which operating system it was all extracted from. So that info we will get from here. This command will take this first command of info, it will go through the KDB database, something called KDB database. Like all the image, like operating system details will be present there, and from that it is going to fetch all the details and keep on checking on what particular operating system that is, and hence this will take time. For every command I run, we will be seeing this output. This is some configuration error. Configuration in the sense we have to download some extra extra plugin for this alert to not occur. So since these are all not needed for us, so I have not installed, and but that is the reason why we are getting. However, as soon as these alerts errors go like end, we will get the actual command running. Okay, so the command for which I entered here as image info, what I did was I used volatility program and selected the image which we extracted previously, and I'm going to input image info plugin, saying that I want to know what operating system was this extracted from. If I run this will take time, since see, you can see here this is still in loading mode. I can cut it because I have already run it previously, so that we don't have to go through. Okay, so if you see, this is the stage we are in. Okay, so this is the stage we are in. It will take time, and it is going to provide us with the output like this. Okay, so these are all some information which will be provided by image info plugin. Mainly we are focusing on suggested profile. Profile is the type of operating system from which it was extracted. So here it is saying Windows XP. So the one initiated with this is usually same as the first one. So we will copy this. This is actually needed for the rest of the commands, because whenever we are running our next set of command, I'm going to cancel this. Whenever we are running next set of commands, we have to specify the profile. So I'm going to copy that. Now I'm going to enter profile equals the one which I copied, and VM is selected. I mean the image is selected. Now it has a lot. Let me, how shall I show that? Let me run this command and then we shall keep on searching. I'm going to use the command plugin PS list. That is, this lists all the process which were running when we extracted that image. So now it will take some few seconds, but in the meantime I will be showing you what exactly the plugins are. CD desktop, was it in desktop? CD volatility. Now I am going to use that python vol.py. So in the background you will be seeing error and then output. So we have got the output, but in the meantime we will be saying, so here when I entered help command, we can see the supported plugin commands. All these commands are actually plugins, and if we take one, for example, command line displays process command line arguments. So if we mentioned in the plugin section while we were entering at the end of the command, where we are entering actually here at the end of the command, we are actually we were entering here, right? So just like that, if we enter command line, it is going to give us some other detail where which it specifies. All the command line outputs will be resulted. Along with that, hive dump as well, hive list, it is going to provide registry information when it was actually extracted. So this is all the information I am grabbing is from an attacked machine. So previously, if you remember, I ran this command ps list. By selecting the profile, we found here, if you see, this is actually the output in a Windows operating system. If I can show you, I'm running some other program which I'll be showing that for next few minutes. In the meantime, this is not the attacked machine. This Windows, I'm showing an Windows instance. Task list. See, as you can see here, it displays. This is actually an output of Windows operating system, exe on process ID. So this is actually running actually in this current time. Just like that, when we had extracted, the attacked machine were running these many processes. So out of this, since we have a suspicion that this has been affected by malware, we are going to see where that actual process is running. Based on experiences, based on you keep on analyzing and based on you get the experiences, you will realize that this is the first process which will be always running, and next process will be this, and corresponding processes are all genuine. SVC host also, there are many malwares with name SVC host. We have to mainly focus on process ID. If you see here, this is the process ID of SVC host. This is the parent process ID. If you see here, PPID, parent process ID, 652 is the parent of this svc host.exe. 652, where it is, this is 652. Services will always, service host will always be under parent services.exe. If at all, if it is not in the parent process ID of service exe, then that is considered suspicion, because it is always under this. So now in this case, it is under service exe, that is 652 is the parent. Okay, true. Okay, fine. 652, 652, not an issue. Explorer.exe might be or might not be. This parent process ID is not there because it has been truncated so that we only see limited information. Out of this, for the case we know, for just because we know, we will neglect all this.
So Mahesh,
and we can have, yes.
Somebody is asking a question that, is there any way a non-computer science person can understand these concepts in a simpler manner?
Okay, fine. So right now, very good. Thank you for asking. Till now, what we did was, the person who is asking question, did they attend the theory?
Sir, yes, sir. Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
Yeah, did you attend?
I was there, but
Okay.
I come from a psychology and some things.
Fine. Okay, let me do it fast, and also it will take time. So now let me explain you. Let me explain everyone. So forget everything. Just understand this. There was a system affected by malware. Forensic analyst, that is me, I got an image of that system. That image is actually a snapshot. That is, imagine just like a picture. When you take a picture, the moment you take a picture, what was currently the state in the nature, if you take the picture of nature, what all the data was there at that particular time will be captured, right? So that you can see whenever you want. Just like that, in here as well, you are going to take the image of memory, which is in the RAM. Understood till now? We took the image of memory so that we can know where exactly in the memory this particular malware is. Now, this for simpler understanding, forget all this. Now we actually inputted some command so that we can see what all the process were running. Think like that. Because I entered that command, I am getting all this list. Processes in operating system, processes will have a ID. Based on ID, it will have a parent process ID. For every process, there is a parent process. For the parent process, there is one single process called system. Think of this as the grandmother, and this as the parent, and this as child. For example, where is that services exe 608 system 4. So if you take this as a grandmother 4 and SMS SSEXE is the mother, and 368, okay, all these two are children for this particular. Let me show in an easy way. PS, if I enter another command, you will be able to see in a structured format, but not that easy as well because it is command line. So hope in the future volatility will give a graphical user version. In the meantime, let me see whether this output got executed. Okay, this is still running. Understood till now? Let me see the message. Okay. Okay. As we said, since this VM is running, this system is taking a toll. Bear with that. We will be finishing it fast. We have, since this is one of the important tool currently popular in the market, one should have an understanding how it actually looks. See, at least here they have mentioned dots. Now you should be able to graphically understand. I mean, textual graphical, that way we can mention. So here system is the parent. For this there is one child, and for this there is another child. For this services is the child, and for service 1 2 3 4, if you see the dots, it is not increasing. So this is all child of services.exe. Understood? Just like that, we are going to see, we are going to, based on experience, let's say we are going to remove all this from suspicion. Till here, let's remove from suspicion. Only these two are suspicious for us now. First, since we have shortage of time, we will see how it is done. Now we know what is explorer.exe. Explorer.exe is actually this process. Okay, for a non-computer science student, explorer.exe is this process where you browse through the folders, right? That is the process. Now that process is running a file called reader.sl.exe. Now we should know what that actually is, right? Now I have some suspicion about that. Let us see some information regarding that. Let me see what connections this process, whether there was any connections made. Since we know the plugin for connection is, okay, too many outputs. Where did that output go? Yeah, here. So here if we see connections related ABC. Okay, here it is conscan. So pool scanner for TCP connections. So we are going to utilize that command by entering as I said, you will be getting failure error. In the meantime, let me also run other command. Yeah, parallelly we can run different commands, right? Yeah, that will be a very good way. Now I will go run here and then paste it. I am going to select another command called command line, as we discussed that there will be commands, what all commands were executed at that particular instant of time we will be receiving. So all this information, if it is restart, will be lost, it would have been lost. So when it is running, actually we will be capturing all the information. So let this run in the background. In the meantime, we saw there are few connections. Okay, let me show you this output. Don't get confused. I will be switching with among the windows. Since I am handling Windows operating system over here, I'm handling Windows operating system's image. So I will be switching to that to show you where exactly we will be using that. From which output we are getting. Okay, command. We got an output. We will check where exactly we will get this output from. This is one of the command for Windows operating system to see the connections. So this is what we had. Even in theory class, I had shown you an example. So this IP is connecting to this particular IP on port this. So this we have extracted from the attacker's system, and there we could see this. There were connections from source to destination. This. Now we know that this is the IP of that particular system, but these are remote IP. So we shall copy this onto some folder. Okay, let it be here, so then we can. And one more command were run, right? Yeah. Now till now we ran what all processes were running, then what all commands were executed, that is this, and what all, what was it? Yeah, what all connections were being made at that particular amount of time. So now we can see here the process for which we feel suspicious, that is reader what is that, reader sl.exe, right? So we will see whether there was any command executed from. Okay, so if you see here, it is actually existing in C program files, Adobe Reader. So some Adobe Reader application is installed in the Windows operating system, and that is exactly what that is. Usually if you had any experience, then you will know that Adobe Reader will have most of the malware related attacks, because it can be easily exploited. It was once easily exploitable, and since this is Windows XP, during those time you came to know the concept, right? So we are still feeling suspicious about this, and process ID for that is this. Just imagine that this is the name of that file and this is the registry number. Just imagine like that for examination when you are going. So your name and then what is that, USN number or something like that. For examination you'll be having your unique ID, that is, imagine this as that. Now we came to know using volatility this information that it is there in the C program files. And in the meantime, this provided the output as well. Now we have two information regarding that particular host. Now let me grab that. This is one of the very good feature in volatility, where, let me show you. If you see here, these are the files I have in the current directory. There is no exe file. Okay, there is no exe file. This is actually an exe file. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the exe file from memory. Grab the exe file from memory. Process dump -p, that is process ID, that is 1640, as we saw here. I need to extract that and dump into directory. See, nobody can remember these commands. Everyone should. At the end of the day, we'll have a list of these commands, and then you can try it out. Okay, that is what which will lead us to create graphical versions of software. So now I entered this. This means people of technical background understand this. Selected VM profile, selected this. I'm going to use the plugin procdump, select the parent, process ID, that is 1640, and then I'm going to dump that file in the current directory. Dot means current directory. Let it run. Okay, this a good thing that I ran this beforehand, and if we are fortunate, we will be able to get the output before we finish the session. This is very interesting. All this thing what we are doing is a graphical version from another tool called Redline, very popular, free. So all these are free now. Did we get an output for this? Yeah. Okay, now the command which I executed, dump directory, see, we received an output. Let me check again. Now you should be able to see exe. So before, when I showed you this list, there was no executable file. Now it got extracted. Now you should be very much impressed with this technique, because you are actually grabbing the virus or the process. For example, think that as a process. Till now we are not yet confirmed that this is a malicious file. This is actually, volatility will rename that file from normal to this executable.parent ID, process ID. So don't imagine that this will have the same file when it's extracted. So you should be astonished that we got the executable file. What all possibilities are there now? I think, as we discussed, we can perform malware analysis on this. We can perform static analysis, dynamic analysis. We can also, from the previous session, we understood, we can upload this executable file in VirusTotal and see what is the verdict, whether this has been previously detected, or we can get the hash of this executable and then get the information. We will do that. Let us do. Shall we get the hash of this and then check in VirusTotal? Shasam is on such command. This is not of volatility, this is an inbuilt command. So now we got this, and I'm going to enter in VirusTotal. If it was previously detected, it will show it was detected. Otherwise, it will be no result will occur. In that case, we have to manually upload. But let us search first. Of course, this is going to give us a result, right? Because we are doing practical. Tested practical. See, the thing which we got extracted and we had suspicion and we extracted that is actually detected by 32 vendors. Even Bitdefender, FireEye even considers it as a malware. Kaspersky, McAfee, Microsoft, all well-known antivirus vendors are considering this as malicious. Now we can see what all details it contains. So usually in these names, it was detected in other people's system. That is the details it is showing. In our case, like this, yeah, right, this. Some people extracted this and then uploaded, and that is how it is giving this name as this name. This name is what is in our case. Okay, interesting, right? And file is not signed. That is one more thing to be suspicious about. File is not signed means a person who created it doesn't have a valid certificate to sign it, stating that this particular malware was, application was developed by a genuine person who is certified. Okay, so this was not signed by some certificate, and hence it is suspicious as well. And we got the memory output. So now Mm, we can also perform static analysis, but for that I need to get some other tools. For now we came to know that is a malware. Let us, for example, check one more process whether we'll find it as malware or not. Let's take explorer.exe. Fine. What is the process ID for parent.exe? I mean, explorer.exe 1484. 1484. We should be able to get 1484. Let it extract. We shall check what this actual IP is. Fine. One other way of checking IP, just like hash is, there is some online tool called IP void. Everyone following? Don't get confused with shifting of windows. What I am saying, just go through that flow. So we are running. We are trying to experiment whether we are going to receive explorer.exe. We should be able to receive. And I will be checking that in VirusTotal, and it should either show it says malware or not. This is taking. So if you see here, actually, the process which is trying to connect to the application, I mean, connect to this IP is 1484. This is actually process ID of explorer.exe. Remember it, right? So something in explorer dot is causing connect to IP. So the child of this process explorer.exe is reader sl.exe. That is malware, as we have discovered right now. So any doubts till now? Till it loads, we can clarify. At the end of the day, we won't be able to. Okay, we got IP void, and I'm going to go here and enter the IP which I have copied, and please give us the output. In this gap, you can sync inside your mind the information I said. Form a picture in your mind of what actually is happening. Let me repeat. I got an image file. Extract the information from that using utility with using plugin. I executed ps3 pslist to see the process, and then I found a suspicious process by seeing the ID and name. Then I extracted that process, and then I checked the hash in VirusTotal, and it showed it as malicious. And parallelly, I am checking for explorer.exe hash also. I think this will give us the output. Explorer.exe, when it gives me, then I'm going to check it. So this is resulting in some means secure hashing algorithm sum and executable 1484. We are going to get an hash for explorer.exe. Can anyone tell me whether this will be malicious or not? Will this be malicious? Can anyone guess? I won't proceed until I got one reply. Anyone, even Chinnamma ma'am can reply.
No, I don't have.
Oh, idea. Only two possibilities are there. Either it will be malicious
Yeah,
or not.
that's what
Choose
I'm
one.
thinking because you told you won't present. If you don't say, then I have to tell something.
Yeah. It's not that strict. You can actually opt out to not say. But can anyone guess actually? First, let us proceed. Right? Anyway, everyone wants to go home.
Can just guess and tell you.
Yeah. Tell me first.
It's a malicious.
Okay. So let us check. It should not be.
It should not be. Guess is wrong.
Good. It is actually malicious.
Okay.
You got it right. Right. So as we saw here, this particular where is that? Okay, this particular process is actually trying to communicate with this IP. So both these are malware. We should be able to get something which is not malware, right? Some other process. In the meantime, just we will run it. Okay, 908. This is not for the, just to confirm, but we will be utilizing this. Okay, let it run. At the end of the session, we can check it out. So till now, we got that. We got two malware related files. Good to know that. And then we can perform static and dynamic analysis on that and see extra information. If I had Linux being run parallelly, I would have shown you some how to check that as well, how to perform static analysis. But however, let's proceed with the session. This is what I'm going to show for now. So IP, I had copied IP. So this I put it in virus IP void. I'm going to enter whether I'm going to check whether this is blacklisted. Of course, this will be or not. Two IPs it was trying to communicate. If we see that 8080 is for a website related in when it is hosted locally, non-technical people, you can skip this from your mind. And we are going to see for today, this is fine. Some other day it might have been possible. I mean, addresses keep on up. An IP won't be same for longer duration. From where is this 125? See, we are doing analysis. This is what I'm actually doing is an analysis. This is how forensic investigator checks. So this is this was blacklisted. Okay, someone was using Airtel broadband during that time, and they tried to connect that, something like that. If you see the currently, what might be the reason for not detecting this as malicious or some other cases? IP would be actually dynamic. It will be keeping on changing from one. Since this has been for many years, so IP would have been different in this case. If I had the opportunity to perform static analysis, I would be able to give you more info on that malware. So for now, we shall proceed with next. Got the idea, right? What exactly we did. So 908 also has been executed. Now let us grab that SHASM 908. At least this should be genuine. If it's not, then we can assume that all this was previously updated, and yeah, this is a well-known vendors are not detecting this as malicious. Good, right? Some limited are there. What is happening actually here is, since this is a test image file, many people would have tested this, and they also would have uploaded it into VirusTotal, and then it is giving this what to say, verdict result. Let keep on running, and yeah, we finished this regarding volatility. We will jump into, let me close all unnecessary comments. Any doubts till now? If you are confused, you should not be actually explained it well. So can I close this now? This is 4, this is needed, and I will close this terminal. Not needed. Okay. Okay, we have a shortage of time. Let us proceed with new tool called yeah, let me explain you prefetch. As I mentioned previously, prefetch, in the screenshot I had shown you, that actually resides in C drive, Windows prefetch. Okay, what is this prefetch file? When I had mentioned, I said I'll be explaining. Prefetch file means this is used to make the user feel that the application is running faster. Example, when you run an application, that is going to create a prefetch file with some settings, so that when again you run that, the same setting will be utilized to give you a faster user experience. Because of that, prefetch file was created with few information that we are going to utilize to know. This is one of the artifacts. This can be utilized for checking whether an application was run on that particular time. That is why we are going to see. Since prefetch file provides many information, such as when it was executed, how many times it was executed, from what path it was executed. This all information is very necessary. Suppose there was a malware and he executed that prefetch also will be recorded and it will be stored here. Okay, so now I have some file called netcat.exe. This is not a malware, but it functions exactly like that. Let me run once. It will close again. Okay, now it has run. Error pb. Okay, let it be there. Where is that? I ran that. I'm going to go into the prefetch. Now this should be updated. I'm just giving you an example. Now we shall run the tool called prefetch view, Windows prefetch viewer. Why I'm using this tool is, if I try to open the prefetch file just like that without any tool, say for example, let me try to run netcat. So since I had run this, there is an prefetch file. If I try to right click and edit, I mean open it with Notepad, let me see what comes. See, you are not able to understand because this is not in the parsed format. It is actually encrypted in some format. So we are going to use this tool called Windows Prefetch V. When I actually ran this, it automatically detect all the prefetch files, because it is automatically going to see into the default directory where prefetch resides. So now when I searched for netcat, file name is this. Actually file name is application name along with hash of the path dot pf. Hash is fixed string in order to see whether that actual path is actually same when it's compared with others. Created time. Okay, so this prefetch file was created on 6th of November. Okay, this prefetch was actually created beforehand because I was using that. Now the modified time is today. Fine, modified time is today. Today is this one, right? So when I ran that, the prefetch file modified itself with the new data. So that is what we can utilize. Now we can know when that particular application was run last time. When was it last time run? This information it is going to provide. When was it first run? This is the time. And what is the process? Where does it reside? And how many times was it run? Okay, so let me see by running again whether it should work actually. Otherwise we have to refresh. Let me do double time, and refresh is there or not. Let me try to see. Okay, so it has counted again. Okay, now it was run 16 times. Understood? We are going to use this artifact, that is all these are information for Windows operating system, not for, it was not targeted for forensic investigator, but we are utilizing that same in order to understand what applications were run on that particular time. Prefetch is used for that. Few more information, say for example, let us see whether we will find for Windows prefetch only. Okay, for this, when was this, how many times was this run? See, till now 2 times we ran this. When was it created? I downloaded it to explain to you guys. So now this is showing creation time today, and modified also today, and 2 times it was run. Interesting, right? Good. Let me close this. We shall end up with volatility. Okay, now this is one of the prefetch forensic tool to identify. This is a standalone tool. This can be combined with a bigger tool which performs all the actions I am performing individually. That is the thing actually I am running over here. So it is taking long because all possible artifacts it is grabbing. So now let me show you registry in the meantime. Edit. So this is one of the, as I said, configuration, which contains configuration settings. So here these are the registry hives. We are going to see some well-known registry key and value to see what all possible information it shows. Fine. Now let us go into the path key current user. Now I'm going to see whether there are applications which will run when this system is restarted. Okay. Now where is that software? The software, Microsoft Windows. Current version. Nobody can remember all this because there are thousands and thousands of values. Okay. In the run, there is something, some file is here. Okay. As soon as the system starts, OneDrive, it is configured by OneDrive that configured by OneDrive to start itself. So as you can see, OneDrive, I didn't start this. Whenever I switch on the system, this is going to come. Just like that, we should be able to see, since this is default, the value is not listed. Since whenever we try to install newer applications, that we will be able to see here. Since Windows trust this, that is not being shown. So all these are, so this is an additional software, right? So it is understood. Interesting, right? Anyone respond further? Everyone is getting. Fine, I should lose some expectations, I guess. Fine. Okay. Now run once is not here. No such options are there, and we shall have some other keys as well to see. So this is the registry hive. This is the key. This is the value. Okay, that's how it is named. And current user. Okay, done. Local machine. If we try to see software, Microsoft. This is root machine. So whatever is configured from in the root, I mean, the whole system's configuration is shown here. Now, what am I looking for? Current version and then run. Okay. Okay, here you can see this security health system tray. So I think this is this. What happened actually is, as the name itself shows here, we first went into current user. So current user setting is OneDrive. By default, local machine, the whole of the local machine, whatever the user has logged in, that configuration will be stored here. That whoever logs in, this will be first run. Okay, that is how. So why I'm showing this is, this technique can be utilized by attacker to modify that setting. Whenever a system is restarted, this will run automatically. So even if you switch off and on, connection will be established. And also, if you want to know what all USBs were connected, I had not connected any USB drives to this virtual machine. So for this, what all USB drives were connected, we shall check. We should find none. Let me see whether the system control set. We have some other information here. Yeah, because I have not connected any USB drive, I should be expecting a key called USB store. So if I had any connected that, the key would have been appeared and values would have been inputted. Got the point? Let's check whether any other information we will be able to grab. Okay, so this is SAM domains. SAM, nothing is here. So this is the data where it shows number of users who user accounts created. If this is what actually, this is called SSID. Let me see whether I can find any value. So two accounts have been created here. We shall see what that actually is using that output of red line, since we don't have to go manually. And username and SSID SAM. When was the last user logged in information also is available. Let me check whether that comes. Local machine, software, Microsoft again. Okay, Microsoft Windows NT. NT and current version. And last login. Okay, this is not current version. Windows logon. Windows logon. Okay. Last used username is CyberSpirit. That is what password expiry. What is this value? Let me see. Warning. Okay. So if we want to notify users about password expiry notification, then this value is set to 5. All these values are given in that document of Microsoft itself. It's stating what all values represent what. So we are checking for 10 logon counts were there. We are checking for last user current version Windows logon. Can anyone see where is last log of in time? Installed application list, uninstall. Local machine software Microsoft. Okay, I am missing over here. Software Microsoft goes here. Selecting here, I'm going to go into Windows. What I'm trying to show is we can see the information just by browsing through different keys in the registry. So Windows, I went in. So here I searched for current version and then uninstall. So I think these are the applications which it will show the applications which are installed. Some websites related, protocol related info. Right, like we are just browsing through these files. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of all this, let it run. I had previously run some smaller version of Redline. Redline is a graphical interface which will provide all the information which I usually go individually look for. If I run this, I should be able to see. So Redline tool is actually, if I run this and select create a standard collector, it is going to give us some limited number of information. Comprehensive collector is where it provides all the information, it will extract all the artifacts which it is trying, like actually installed on. So here what I'm doing is I'm running that itself, that is comprehensive collector. So previously I had run standard collector. Open previous analysis sessions, analysis 1. Or we can actually run that again. So it will take a less number of time, however. So let me close this. Let me do it in front of you so that it will not take much time. Okay, this I'm going to delete it again. Command E. This is actually the data which we got from previous. Oh, we had actually got this information. Now if I go back again, close this, open previous analysis. Okay, we actually got output over here as well. Let me see. This is the first session I had run before actually we had begun this presentation. So we should be able to get some info. So now previously I ran this Redline application by going to this section, create a standard collector, selected this. I need to know more information about that. Because it is standard, much of the information is not checked here. So analyze system restore points, registry have enumeration. If I select this, all the registry settings also will be, we will be getting the output as all these are unchecked. just for getting a faster output. So now let me close this and see the output I had got. Now if you see, we got system information of this. By running Redline, I got information that the name of this machine is this, and what processor it actually has, what are the number of information, all these are necessary. Like we will get to know what user account, user groups are there out there. And this is for system info and users. Let me see who all users are there. So some are by default. Mainly we are focusing on this one. These are built-in, managed and used. So getting the point right, we are able to get more info. Say for example, you ran an Redline application on an attacked machine. You grab this information, you go into your lab, and then you are going to perform all this analysis offline. Understood? Can anyone respond? No? Understood? Okay, when was the last time user logged in? Where is that? What all information it is going to show? Let us see. I clicked on it. I think it is loading. Yeah. So where is that process actually from parent? All this. See what we did in volatility. We are able to see in a graphical user manner. That is what I'm trying. But the extraction is not possible, I guess. So here, okay, strings I didn't select, so we will not see any URL monitor events. Network events, are you there? So since this is not a comprehensive search, let us see whether that really provided an output. As I saw when I was closing before, I saw there was an output. Yeah. Okay, since I closed it in the middle, the output is not there for comprehensive. If I had run that comprehensive completely, we would be able to see all the registry information, DNS traffic. Say for example, this is also one of the artifact. If I go here and type IP config display DNS, then we are going to see DNS cache. Along with that, if I run command, okay, so the file named host is actually important artifact as well. So let me, what is the command to see type hosts? Okay, so I am able to see the contents of that file. This actually what it means is if we change values here, if we say for example, if I mention an IP of some malicious website, I mean of some malicious website, and I type here google.com, then if I enter google.com, then it will redirect to the IP. So that is one attack we can perform using this. I don't want to show because this is not a session of attack, but why I showed this is we will be also able to get this file for analysis, whether there is any modifications done on this. If there was any modification, there would have been a line appended over here without hash. Without hash, there would have been a line over here. And I showed you where to see exactly the netstat command, like connections related info as well. So this is also one of the artifact. Along with that, event viewer, yeah, that is one of the very important. By default, this comes usually the logs are stored in the extension file which evtx. evtx logs, yeah. What is this? What did I run? Okay, evt logs. Okay, let it load. What else is loading in the background? Let me. Everything else is finished, right? Okay, nothing is there here. Understood how volatility is used to grab the information along in a command line interface, and redline, very important two tools, redline and volatility. Registry house is one of the artifacts holder where we will be able to see many configuration related settings, and we saw we are going to see event viewer. In the meantime, we saw hosts file where we will be able to see whether there was any DNS related attacks. Since I am running this for the first time, I think this okay. No, cancel. See, this is an application to view Windows related logs. What exactly I mean by Windows related logs? If you go here, SAS, security, application and system. These are the main logs we are going to, as a forensic analyst as well as a SOC analyst in cyber security, we will be mainly focusing on these three, where this is going to provide information such as when that particular, when any user was logged in, the time as soon as you logged in, it is going to record in its database with corresponding event ID, like 4624 is a account creation. Like whenever an account is created, you will be able to see log related that whenever an account is deleted, when you change the password, when you enter wrong password, all the activities you perform, the log will be stored here. If anyone can run and check in their system this section, there was some error. That is why it is not loading, I guess. Let me rerun again. Event. Run as an administrator. Any doubts till now? You can ask me. So, okay, now it came. See, 4624 is account logon. If we see who actually logged on in what time, so if you see here on this system, as soon as you log on, service account will so this means that service account was logged on at particular of time. We should see a few more. Let me filter. Okay. Okay, what is this account name next? There are about 13,400 events. even though I didn't try to manually do any actions. See how much of activities will be being performed in the background. All these logs will be forwarded to something called, here you see, what is this account related to mine, Windows 7. What is this information? Membership was enumerated. User local group membership was enumerated. So someone tried to search for this account name. It means like whenever you, for example, if you go here and system, now I got to know why this alert trigger. System info, I guess. Yeah, because we had run Redline, it got the information of user account as well, right? So like this, it tried to grab and provide us the output in the Redline. So that is why that account is, that event is logged. So like this, many events for password failure. What is the event code for password failure? (4625). Let me search for. I think I might have entered any time a wrong password. Let me see, when was the last time? Okay, we got it. So here, if you see here, at this time, that is 15th November, I entered a wrong password. Username, unknown username or bad password is the reason. But if you want to know whether the username was entered wrong or password was entered wrong, this status code, if you search in internet for the event ID this, you will be able to know what exactly was the reason. Understood how everything is logged in here so that we can analyze it in future? This artifact is also one of the important will lead to an important evidence. Okay, that's it from my side. So this is what the things I wanted to show.
Any questions from the audience? We can understand that it needs a lot of practice.
Yeah, you just have to know, that's all. In this session, you just have to know that this will happen, like these are the things. So understanding takes practice and time.
Yes.
This won't be new when you try to do it yourself. So you'll have an understanding like what exactly this is. So any doubts, ask me in the last minute. I will be feeling happy. If I am not able to answer, that is very much happy for me, that I will look up and then I will learn as well. Any questions? Someone should have some question. Like what's with all this? At least question like what's with all this? What is the use? Right? That all was explained in session. That's all. Any question? I see voice. I hear voice. 56 people. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the answer. People are leaving. Okay, man. Anything you haven't add on?
Yeah.
So this will be my last session.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Mahesh, for sharing your knowledge.
It's fine. It's my pleasure.
Have recorded your videos. If we, able to see one or two times, definitely we will understand a lot many things. That is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, for bearing with me to understand concepts. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. We won't be meeting again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Hmm.